What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Thursday night lineup with me and Owen. That's right. You know what that means. Thursday night lineup is back, which means we're talking fantasy. We're talking football because we're in full swing. Practices are in full swing, and we'll get to why that is later. But first, we need to talk about something that seems to happen every time training camp starts, and that is injuries, because for some reason this is a very physical sport. So we notice that even during practices, you'll see that players are getting banged up, people are hitting each other, and people are getting banged up. Oh, and you want to talk about some important people? We got quite a big list over here, I won't lie.
Well, yeah, I think I might. I know you have the list up and handy, so I might leave the specifics to you. But first, I think to expand on the point that you've made, football is back, which means the injuries are back. We have a team that is still practicing in the same facility as an electric substation, right? We
Yep.
have a team in Pittsburgh that has an entire locker room full of players, and yet not one of them can healthfully, readily suit up at the cornerback position. And then we also have a brawl going on, which could lead to some. Well, I don't think anybody got hurt during the brawl, but this is something else that we need to take into account with football being back and possible injuries.
Yes.
So, a whole lot of news and a whole lot of not commotion, but I guess buzz for the NFL world as guys are finally starting to draft in fantasy leagues and teams are into training camp, joint practices are happening, and like you said, man, players are getting hurt. Players are getting hurt. It's become a larger issue in the NFL each year that I have watched it. NBA as well, we see way too many Achilles in the NBA as well, but sticking to the in the NBA as well, but sticking to the NFL for now. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get to some of the bigger names on that list because this is actually ridiculous. I feel bad for guys like you who've drafted already, and some guys have pigeonholed themselves by accident because they could have drafted and the guy got hurt like that day. So it's tough.
Surprisingly, I have not drafted any of these guys.
Well, yeah, you've
any of these skill positions. I was managed to get lucky so far. Too bad that the NFL season doesn't start for another 3 weeks, so I have to hope that all my players stay healthy for those 3 weeks.
Still 3 weeks away. I can't believe it.
Yeah, second week of September. They're starting on a Wednesday.
What, the first game's on a Wednesday?
Apparently so.
Wednesday Night Football, dude. WNF. I think that's the one night that they've never had it, right? Is that the one night that they've never had a football game?
Yeah, so they're doing Wednesday, and then they're doing a Thursday night game right after for some reason. It just doesn't, I don't know. But
yeah, I think, dude, that is so interesting. I think that is the final. I saw a graphic about that. I'm trying to think back. They put these games everywhere now at all times of day. So, I mean, we're going to be, somebody's going to be in London at like 9 a.m. this season, right? Probably the Jaguars, right? I mean.
Yeah, we're playing, Cowboys are playing in Rio.
Oh, yeah,
again,
you guys are going down to Brazil.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, they're trying to expand. I saw something, before we get to the injuries, I saw something online that they were talking about doing a team permanently outside the United States. I'm assuming it would be Canada, but I don't know. I just saw that on Instagram.
An NFL team in another country.
Yeah. So I guess we're just going to have to see if that falls through because, I mean, the Bears are moving to Indiana. So.
Who'd have thought, man?
Man.
Look, why take care of the healthcare thing when you can put another NFL team in another country? Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So let's get started with these injuries. Starting off, we're going to start with the skill positions for fantasy because those are the more important for you guys to know because this is a fantasy primary. I'll get the words later. This is fantasy focused.
Fantasy first. This show is fantasy first.
And then we'll get into more just NFL news in general. So starting with the wide receiver position, we have Emeka Egbuka, who has suffered a toe injury in, was it practice? I believe practice. And we are, the coaches, not just we, are unsure if he's going to be ready by week 1, and let alone for the season. Now, with these toe injuries, I know there's one person that comes to mind in the NBA, and that name is Derek Lively. Jr., and that guy had a toe injury all season and could not stay healthy for the life of him. Turf is a little softer than wood, so we'll see how he recovers from that.
We know about Joe Burr. I mean,
Yeah.
and a couple kickers have had this issue, and defensive ends that are pushing off. It's very very interesting how often turf toe pops up. I actually did text the cousin. Let me pull this up right here. Monday, or was it Monday night or Tuesday night? I don't know. We were talking in a group chat with some of the fantasy guys, and I saw some news. You ended up sending me something about Ekbuka the next day, but I one of my secret sources. I saw some news online very early, and I texted the cousin. It does look like turf toe. I don't think it's going to be an easy recovery process for Emeka Egbuka, a guy that burst onto the scene and then had some injury issues last year. And then in the back half of the season, we saw a couple games where the target share depleted. So
Yeah.
if you're going to draft Emeka Egbuka, just be aware of the turf toe diagnosis. Just be aware.
This injury really hurts because I was really high on him this year because he is right now the clear-cut wide receiver one in Tampa, and I was completely ready for him to have a breakout season, and I still believe that he will have one eventually. It's just, can he stay healthy?
They drafted. Keep going with the injuries there because I don't want to hold you up, but they did draft somebody that I want to put the name out there and I think I talked about him way back. But go ahead.
Yeah. So Egbuka, unfortunate. I was definitely planning on drafting him this year, and then I'm lucky that he got hurt before my draft happened, so I could stay kind of away from him. Another person, we'll just cut to him real quick. He's at the bottom of the list, but I want to bring him up because he's a player that another player that had a big injury that you say is way more serious than they say. Alec Pierce, we kind of went over him briefly last week, I believe, and it's the ankle, right? And just did not heal properly. He hasn't recovered fully yet. We don't know what's going on with him. But Keenan Allen has been signed by the Colts, so we'll see if that brings production to that Colts receiving core. And then obviously you have Josh Downs and all that stuff too. So
one of my favorite, if you look up Colts doctors, one of the first things that comes up is a thread, and it says what the hell is wrong with our medical staff, right? from our Colts. So my friend is a Colts fan, my close friend, and so I understand some of his pain on these issues. I believe that the surgery probably didn't go as well as they had hoped, and the recovery process is going to take longer than they had hoped. And for that reason, Alec Pierce's name probably won't be mentioned too much or the opposite is true. I'm going to say, maybe we won't be talking about him in terms of production, but we will be talking about him in terms of he's still on the PUP. So I don't know what to expect from the Colts medical staff moving forward. Hopefully they can take care of Alec Pierce and hopefully he's back on the field. But look, you and I and everybody else have seen the clips of him walking around, and it doesn't look like much weight is being put. And this was 2 weeks ago, and then I just saw another clip of him in practice limping around again. So it's like
just another guy we were really high on, and
big contract, man.
Yeah, that too. They just paid him too, and then he just can't recover properly. So we'll see. Maybe halfway through the season he'll finally be able to suit up, and we'll just keep an eye on him. Maybe late trade if you really need it, but I don't even know if he'll come back the same. But I guess moving forward, Ricky Pearsall. I mean, we've talked about him enough. That guy can never stay healthy. More knee surgery for that guy. He'll be out for the whole year. I don't know if you want to say anything about that.
Oh yeah, it's like that meme like when you got knee surgery tomorrow, and it's just a picture of Ricky Pearsall. That's what the meme has become because unfortunately the guy has had extensive injuries, and I feel bad for him. Each one that he has seems to be keeping him out longer than the last. So I actually drafted him.
You drafted him last year. You had him last year. I remember.
Yeah, and I saw some of the talent when you draft guys because you're looking at tape and you're reading about them, and sometimes you have this fairy tale of what this player is going to be. You think they're actually going to be better than they are because you've been doing more research on this guy versus other guys. Everybody looks good
Yeah.
on tape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think I fell into that trap a little bit with Ricky Pearsall. The poor guy can't stay healthy.
Just unlucky. That's what I chop it up to. I chop it up to just unlucky. Moving forward, these last three guys in the receiver room, I've noticed this whole list is just a bunch of young talent, which kind of sucks. The next three guys we got are Jaden Higgins, Jordan Tyson, and Luther Burden. We'll start Jaden Higgins. He has torn his ACL, and he is done for the year. So that is a huge hit to that Texans receiving core, which means more targets for Nico Collins. And let's see, it's just a matter of time before. It's just hope that Nico could stay healthy for that team, honestly. I mean,
Nico is another guy that hasn't been fully healthy, and so they're going to need him to be. I feel bad for Tank Dell. People are saying online that the Tank Dell injury has led to a domino effect, and now Jaden Higgins is getting hurt, and Tank Dell had to rapture the ACL out of Jaden Higgins' leg in a ritual sacrifice. I don't believe these things the Texans fans are saying. I don't believe any of that. I'm an Eagles fan, and we're grounded and intelligent, and the clips online will back me up. And so before we moved on to the next guy, I did want to stay with the Niners. Mike Evans is also having some injury scares still, which is not good, but now we can move on from the Niners. I mean, God, we could do a whole show about the Niners.
We really could.
Ridiculous. Well, I don't want to talk about that now. Go ahead.
Nobody does. Next guy was Jordan Tyson, the rookie.
The meat fell right off the bone. It's such a shame.
Was it grade 3, grade 2 hamstring injury? He is out a couple months, 2-3 months, I think it said. Really unfortunate hit.
The door's open for Barry and Bowen. That's the name of the other guy in that receiver room I like. Go ahead.
And then there's also it's the same issue in New Orleans, and it's we're now Chris Olave is going to get a bunch of targets again, and it's just he's like Tua. He's one concussion away from barely playing the sport ever again. So we'll see if Tyler Shuck can not give him hospital passes.
Dude,
I drafted Olave this year.
They have Kellen Moore. They have a lot of things going for them. Some young talent. Tyler Shuck did well last year. They set the line pretty low. They set the line at like 36 or 37 passing yards this year. He should be breaking that. Okay? Yeah. He should be. Doesn't mean he will.
And they have what, ETN? ETN
injury,
too?
Yeah, the injury to Tyson, the injury to Kamara. I don't know if these things are going to set them back as much as people think they are. Yeah. I think that Barry and Bowen will step up in that role. And when these guys are healthy and they're back, it's only going to be like a mini boost. It's only going to help them, right? I think they're already going to be okay in that division this year. I like the Saints this year.
Yeah. I went with my gut in this draft that I did the other day, and I took Olave over Nico Collins. So we'll see if that pays off.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
we'll see if that pays off a little bit. I liked how Olave, when he was fully healthy, the back end of the season, just kind of balled out once Shuck got comfortable. So I'm hoping that carries over into this season into Shuck's second year. So we'll see.
Olave is he's at a. It's like a good stock right now. Like he should be more valuable than he is in terms of draft position. And I think that you saw that. That's why you took him. I think that a lot of people are seeing that, though. And I think that by the time the season rolls around, it's going to be like, oh, everybody wants Olave, and then he's going to get hurt again. But look, I wish you best of luck because I got him on Dynasty, too. I love the guy.
In this league, I went 3 running backs. So I got him in the 4th round. I went running back to start. And so we'll see if that pays off. So I got Bijan, I got Chris Brown, Chase Brown, and then I got
you were pick
Javonte.
3?
I was pick 3, and Bijan fell to me at 3 because they went Jameer, Puka, and then
1, 2, 3,
so
4. Oh,
Olave. I got Olave in the 4th round.
Bijan fell to you at 3.
Yeah,
the number 1 overall pick fell to you at 3. Yeah. Oh, dude, I feel like this happened last year. You told me about what happened.
I had kids.
I would be in that league.
This happened last year in my the 12-man with my baseball team. Remember Jameer fell to like 6 or 7 to me or something?
Yeah, man. This is crazy. I can't believe that.
But yeah, so last receiver, and then we'll move on to the running backs. Luther Burden has a groin injury. He'll be out 3 to 4 weeks. Maybe he'll miss week 1, but he should be hopefully good to go after. But that groin, man, those
The
groin
doors,
injuries
yeah. The
are not.
door is open for Roma Dunze, the Blue
Yeah,
Beetle.
yeah,
I feel bad for Luther Burden because that's another guy that was primed to pop. He's in
yep.
that. Ben Johnson is the name. He's in the
Mm-hmm.
football wizard Ben Johnson scheme, and he's got a young quarterback that can run around and extend plays.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, though, man, groin injuries, they always linger. So I feel bad for him, but this is only going to mean good things for Xavier Thomas and um,
yeah.
Odunze.
And they got the cover athlete throwing to him. So exactly. But yes, so we'll
Oh,
see.
man.
Just again, these are all young talent that can really like explode at any point if they could just stay healthy, and we're not able to see that kind of that full transition from the older receivers that we're used to that when we watched growing up, and then we're seeing this transition into another younger generation, and we're just waiting for that complete flip. But they just got to stay healthy, man. That's all it really is. But moving on to the running backs, this one kind of gets me hot a little bit. Jeremiah Love has his high ankle sprain. Was it in the preseason game that he played, or was it in the practices following? 'Cause I believe it was in the preseason game. But either way, if you're giving your first round draft pick, your third overall draft pick, like what, 14, 15 touches in his first ever preseason game, you're just asking for trouble. If you're not certain that he's ready, why would you draft him at 3? You know he's going to be your RB1 at some point. Why give him all these touches and risk injury like is what's happening? They say he's going to be ready for week 1, but like, what? Like, what are the Cardinals doing?
I don't know. So Jeremiah Love is a generational athlete. One thing that is going to be tested will be if he has generational recovery. Christian McCaffrey has been tested with injuries, but he's been able to bounce back and he's been able to zero in on some of his load specific and explosion specific movements. And a lot of people say that's what makes him like untouchable because he works on those little things.
Yeah.
And he just breaks tackles so easily. But I've seen a lot of clips of him on social media recently, and a lot of the movements are anti-injury and injury defensive movements. So I think that it's important for running backs as they mature to continue to train in that way, in that manner, especially in the NFL. Hopefully the
Yeah.
Cardinals are going to have Jeremiah Love and that kind of training. They're going to be having him do not just regular drills and whatnot. They don't want to run this guy into the ground, but they're going to need to take care. Maybe he needs to go to McCaffrey's meditation camp. Maybe he needs to do what Wemby did and take some time off and be a Buddhist monk. But
Yeah.
no, that's going to be an interesting scenario for fantasy. And then also, if he does perform, it's going to be an interesting offseason, and we're going to have to see how high that guy is going to be getting drafted and how high they're going to be wanting to pay him and whatnot.
What's crazy is he's in fantasy. He's like second round draft pick back right now. Like people are taking him like where Genti was taken last year, and it's just like but it's just going to be one of those situations where it's like it's a Genti situation.
Genti was going like first round even in a couple leagues I was seeing last year. I think that there was a lot of hype, and there was more hype for Genti than there is for Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
And for that reason, he was going early. But also, there's now an understanding that, you can't just like show up and just pop off. Like you're going to get hit in the backfield every play if your line isn't blocking. So
yeah, exactly. Speaking of an O-line that doesn't block, Breece Hall, a groin injury. He's trapped in New York still. Groin injuries out 2 or 3 weeks. Are expecting him to be back for week 1, but again, those groin injuries, they linger. So we'll see what's going on. It would just be another thing to make the Jets worse. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, I don't expect their offense to do much anyways. I mean, Geno Smith he's Geno Smith. We'll just say that. He will be probably on our bust list quite a bit this year unless he proves us wrong. But history says that that's not going to happen. Moving forward, Chuba Hubbard, hamstring. He's week to week.
Yeah.
I mean, even when he gets healthy, Carolina's going to love to give this guy the ball, so I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Yeah.
Even though I like what's their oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. The backup
Brooks
currently.
and
Yeah.
ETN.
I like Brooks a lot. But again, we're seeing another Rico Dowdle situation with Brooks, and I'm pretty sure they're still going to give Hubbard the ball because they're like Hubbard's like their golden child for some reason. Great running back, but still. Monangai has a knee injury. He's week to week as well. So keep an eye on that. For people that drafted Swift already, they're probably relatively happy. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye on Monangai. Alvin Kamara, you wanted to talk about him. We already brought him up with the Saints. And the reason he's been banged up, MCL sprain specifically, and he's going to be out at least a month. So
Yeah.
we expected him to be kind of taking less reps because of ETN being there, filling in a more RB2 role, maybe on third downs, passing back. You know how Kamara is, but he's getting old. I don't expect him to be in the league too much longer, especially with all these injuries. But
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff on the defensive side of the ball too. I know the Lions are back with their injury trouble.
yep,
I mentioned the Steelers earlier with the corners. I brought up the Saints, but they had a D tackle that just went down for the season. The
yep,
Panthers had a guy who went down for the season, and they're going to be without two tackles to start the season. It's pretty brutal, man. There's these injuries; they're everywhere.
they are.
Literally everywhere.
The-
Back to Jeremiah Love. Real quick.
yeah,
14
yeah.
touches in that first game, or
Yep.
in that first half of the preseason game. What do you make of that? Did you want to speak to a little bit more? Like, is that a mistake? Like, do we even have to load manage in preseason now, or like, what do you think?
I mean, you see it with starting players all the time in like for example, I'll just pick out Dallas. They don't play Dak, Lamb, Pickens, Javante, even Ferguson. They don't play Ferguson. They don't play Kenny Clark. They don't play Quinn Williams. Like these guys that are going to be key guys on the roster, they don't play in preseason. Not even one snap for the most part. It's a risk. It's not these games don't particularly matter. You're running full speed in practice as it is. Getting reps against your own guys, your first team guys. First team guys going against first team guys, and it's just like you can for rookies. I understand like Downs did play and like all these rookies you see are playing. It's just you still have to manage them because again, you wasted your third overall not wasted, you used your third overall pick to pick this generational running back that worked out for Vegas last year, but because they didn't really play Genti either. Like if you know he's going to be the guy, he's going to be the RB1, like I said, you still have to limit his touches. I just it's just asking for trouble. And we're seeing this here with the high ankle sprain. Yes, you want to see him develop. Yes, you want him to get in-game reps. I get that, but there's a risk reward to that. And the risk is, I think, too high to play them as much as they have.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not happy with what's going on with the Makai Lemon situation. It seems like he's finally back healthy practicing today, but even there, like I think we want to maybe use him sparingly moving forward if we want him to be
Yeah.
100%.
And even Smitty's banged up too, I've heard. He's getting a little banged up too. Like you got to manage these guys. Like if you know they're going to be the guy, you have to manage them so they stay healthy when the games actually matter. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But
I do know what you mean.
I mean, there's other players on here. Tucker Kraft, who knows what's going on with him?
Tucker Kraft always hurt.
He's always hurt. Laramie Tunsil's out for a while with that tricep injury.
That's not good for me because I have Daniels in the Dynasty League. Yeah, Tunsil's out for a while.
He's out, for majority of the season. Tyler Biadasz, I believe, is out for either the whole season or a serious amount of time for the Chargers. And I mean, that O-line can never stay healthy to save their lives either. Jamal Adams blew out his knee in that preseason game. He's out for the year. Jalen Walker for the Falcons is also out. ACL.
Yeah, that was so horrible. The Jalen Walker's thing was really because he was just going to step right into a big time role and make a ton of plays for them. That's just terrible what happened to Jalen Walker, dude.
It's just these injuries, man. It's this sport. It's just full of injuries. I mean, even Kobe Bryant was down for Seattle.
For what was it 4 to 6 weeks or 4 to 6 months? I don't remember what I read on that.
Let me
That
double
was
check.
that was serious, whatever that was.
NFL safety Kobe Bryant. He recently underwent knee surgery and is expected to miss 4 to 6 months. There we go. So
Yeah,
that's
unfortunate for the Bears or for the Seahawks.
yeah. And in replacement, they signed Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
And and they're in the works, I think, of trying to sign Terry and Arnold, I believe.
Yes.
Once he
Oh, did you
stops
see my
speaking.
post the other day?
I don't know if I did.
Terrion Arnold kidnapped and beat somebody and is back on a team. What the heck did Christian Wilkins do in that locker room, bro?
Yeah.
What is going on that he's still not back on a team?
Yeah. It's just who knows, honestly. Yeah. This is crazy stuff going on in the NFL, man. It never disappoints. Like I've said, that's been my line with the NFL. It never disappoints. But I guess that's it for most of the injuries. I
I
guess.
think for the injuries, that's
Yeah.
good. Why don't you give us the 3 big time signings we wanted to hit, and then I wanted to ask you a question about the Cowboys.
All right. So we have
Before we get to the Cowboys,
we brought
I
this
want to
up.
send you on a tangent.
Yeah. We brought this up briefly. Keenan Allen went to the Colts. I'm assuming this is a signing. Keenan Allen's been looking for somewhere to play for a long time this offseason. I think the Colts grabbed him partially out of desperation because of the Alex Pierce injury, and if he's not coming back, because then they're stuck with Josh Downs, and after that, I have no idea. So just a little bit of a veteran presence, someone who was relatively consistent last year on the Chargers. Hopefully, can step up into a decent role for those that maybe want to draft him in a late round, or if you've already drafted, like me, pick him up in free agency if you want to get rid of somebody.
Should be a nice safety outlet for Daniel Jones because they're saying
Yeah.
he will be healthy, he will be ready to go. Something that's going to give him a nice like pat on the back. He should be able to hit the ground running, knowing one of the best receivers of the last decade or two is going to be right there.
Yeah.
Right. So,
and he also has Tyler Warren as well. Still,
I love Tyler Warren. Run somebody over. Yes.
So the Colts are in terrible shape here, but they're still got some work to do in the passing game for sure. Trayvon Diggs of Seattle. I don't know. We really need to go into that because, like,
hey man, you know him better than most. But I was gonna say the injuries are not great. Coming out of college, people said he was a ball hawk,
and he showed it.
Coverage stats said that he struggled in some areas, but the interceptions said that he had a bright future ahead. Injuries got the best of him, man. Unfortunately, we weren't going to be able to see what could amount to, that Trayvon Diggs and Cowboys tenure. It just got cut short, so that just stinks. But look, I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to stink this year. I'm just going to say, he's not. He may not be what he was, but playing in a Seattle defense, those guys will make you better. He's going
for sure.
He's going to be reminded of what he could be. I hope he stays healthy.
Yeah, 2 knee surgeries never turn you into the same guy that you were before. But hopefully, I mean, I've always been rooting for Trayvon Diggs. His NFL season, or whatever, leader interception season that he had was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Besides the following season when Deron Bland broke the pick 6 record. So, I mean, just seeing what he can be, I hope for success out of him, because when he went to Green Bay and then got cut last year, it was kind of sad to see, because in the end of the day, he's a great corner, was a great corner, and I just hope that he can somewhat get back to where he was beforehand. But sticking to the defensive side, these last 2 guys are defensive. Vita Vea was re-signed to the Buccaneers after demanding a trade. I think he got $30 million on the extension.
A lot of money, man. It's weird. It's awkward. I want to get out of here. Just kidding. I'm going to stay. Give me 30 M's.
Yeah, we saw that with Myles Garrett before he got traded to the Rams.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's true.
You see it all the time.
Myles Garrett's caliber, a little bit higher, right?
Obvious.
A little bit more of an impact. But Vita Vea clogs the gap, man. That's a big dude. You don't want to argue with a guy like Vita Vea. I remember, where was he, at Washington? Where did he go to school?
Yeah, he's just a monster in the A gap, and bringing him back is huge for the Buccaneers because honestly, we didn't know where that team was heading. Baker didn't come to an agreement. We don't know what's going on with him when the season ends. I mean, they lost Mike Evans, obviously, and now they're having all these injury problems. It's just like Vita Vea was next. It looked like this team was about to implode.
Yeah.
And here we are, Vita Vea being re-signed. And it's just another one of those instances where it's like, I want out. And they're like, here's money. And then they're like, all right, I'll stay.
How the world works. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's not really much more to say on that. It's just good for the Bucs to keep him around for at least another year. But one more thing, it leads into you asking me about Dallas. Von Miller has been, after posting on his Instagram story saying he wants to ring chase and he wants to come to Dallas to do so. I don't know why. But yes, so the Dallas Cowboys answered and they signed him for $7 million, I believe.
Ring chase and cowboy in the same sentence. Come on, Von. Come on. Von
yes,
is a
but
legend of the game, though. He's one of the best.
He's Texas native, so he wants to go back to the team I guess he grew up watching and the town that he grew up in, to play some hopefully quality football to end his career. Last year he had 9 sacks as not the number one outside linebacker. So honestly, last year that would have been our sack leader. So I will take the veteran presence. It will only help develop guys like Overshown, Rashad Gary, D. Winters. Like he will only develop those guys. And honestly, regardless of what people say about him being old, it's still Von Miller at the end of the day. I'm super excited and very happy about this signing because I think it'll only benefit us.
So, Overshown blew up the same knee twice, or did one knee and then the other knee?
I believe it was the same knee.
Okay, all right. Because I was going to say, this is a big signing, not just for the team in terms of like talent, but also in terms of veteran leadership. That's exactly the kind of guy that you want alongside DeMarvion Overshown when he's on the brink of will he be a standout NFL player? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a make or break season for Overshown. So I
agree.
think this is a very, very good signing in that sense as well.
Yeah. And it also adds a lot of depth to a position that besides Overshown and Winters is a giant question mark. And I know that defensively, I know that Christian Parker is going to do a good job with our secondary and at least our depth for the most part, I believe. A little worried about the offensive line on the depth side, but I think our defensive depth to an extent is solid. I mean,
well, we can use that to segue into Cowboys real quick.
Yeah.
Offensively, it's never a question of whether some of those players are going to be producing, especially fantasy wise.
Yeah.
But before I talk about the offense, we can stay on the defense. I was going to ask you, what's seeing the news coming out, check it out, Mom, ringing me. Sorry, Mom, I'm doing something right now. I was going to say, what are some of the holes that you feel might still need to be filled a little bit, come week 1? Because that was it last year. I mean, you guys are scoring 34, 35, 36 points on teams, and then every week teams are scoring 40 on you. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what can you do about that? So, yeah, I mean, can you speak to the depth a little bit? Like, what should we expect to see from the Cowboys defensively?
Well, yeah, last year our team had a top 10 defense, top 8 or something like that, when it came to production and points per game and all that stuff. But our defense was the worst defense in NFL history.
Yeah. So you had top 10 offense, but like bottom 5 defense.
We had the worst defense in the league and one of the worst defenses all time.
You and the Bengals were you and the Bengals each week were like beating each other out statistically for who's going to be worse.
I think we surpassed them by like a lot. But one of our biggest issues was pass rush, and Rashad Gary, we hopefully will fix that hole. And I'm blanking on the name. The Boston College kid, he will Izaraku. He will bring depth to that position as well. As same with Lawrence as well from Michigan. He will also bring it's more. I think our biggest issues are our secondary. We don't actually know how it's going to be. We have made improvements. We've made signings. We've done great things. We still don't know if they're going to be good or not because we haven't
Right.
seen them in game.
Right.
So as much as on paper we look solid, it's just will they actually produce under Christian Parker's defense? One thing that I have noticed, our D tackles besides Kenny Clark and Quinn Williams are terrible. So we'll see. We can't just have those guys play every snap. So we have to rely on our depth a little bit to somewhat produce, or at least be able to hold your gap correctly and just do the minimum to just give the guys the breaks, and then they can come back and get more reps. And then on the offensive side, real quick, I think our O-line could use a little more depth. I know we lost some guys in to starting positions in the offseason, which is good for them. I'm glad for them and all that. But there's just a little bit of depth issue there, at least from what I've seen in the preseason games. But I mean, everything else after that is just solid. I mean, our offense is going to produce. Our offense is disgusting, and I'm excited to see what a second year under Shoddy calling the plays and having everybody there for a second straight year and that chemistry and stuff like that.
What do you think is going to happen with the wide receiver room?
I think it'll be Lamb and Pickens, obviously. I think Flanoy has been balling out this offseason and during training camp. I think he's locked down that wide receiver 3 spot. I love that kid. I love Flanoy.
Cowboys fans
dog.
got nothing but good stuff to say about him. I picked him up in Dynasty a week or two ago because ended last season with buzz, and he's starting this one with even more. So
I think he's got that wide receiver 3 spot on lock. And I think
for sure
Turpin will probably take that 4 spot just because of his speed and the fact that he's really good in special teams.
Big playability for
But
Devontae
if there's one person I want to point out that there's two people that I point out in the first preseason game against Seattle. And that's Camden Brown and Michael Trigg. Michael Trigg might be our tight end too.
Yeah, Michael Trigg's good.
I think undrafted, and he balled out in the I think we got him undrafted. He balled out in the preseason game, and so did Camden Brown. I think Camden Brown has been playing really well. He seems to be really good jump balls, really good down the field, getting open, all that stuff. I think he's got that 5 spot currently. Could even be a 4 if Turpin is too tired from special teams, or the play isn't designed for him fully. I really like this kid too. So, and again, Michael Trigg, he is physical.
I'm glad you threw the Trigg name out there too, because that's a guy that a lot of people were saying could become the best tight end in that last draft class. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, Raritan good, Hibner looked really good, but don't sleep on Michael Trigg.
Yeah, we could see him going behind Ferguson. Definitely is going to get that tight end 3 spot. Brevin Spanford. I mean, if there's one thing Dallas is good at, it's finding some random stud tight end out of nowhere. And so him, Spanford, and Ferguson should be a great. I think we've kind of given up on Schoonmaker a little bit. I think he hasn't fully produced to the expectation that we want. So I think that I think we're in a really good spot, honestly. Like I'm trying. Like I told you this last week.
Your tight end room might be your strongest spot on the team.
Well, besides our wide receivers, because we always find good wide receivers. Because we still have
Ferguson and Spanford are both really good.
Yeah, and we still have even MVS is back there. We still have. I mean, even Mingo has been playing relatively well. Like our receiver room is got some pretty good depth.
Nah, I won't buy that.
He had a couple receptions in that preseason game. I'm just saying, our receiving development has always been really, really solid. And I told you this last week. I'm trying not to get too excited with this team because I always get let down. But we'll see. And then because then they'll be just real quick, and then I'll give you can give a little rundown on Philly. Dallas had a joint practice with the Saints recently, and I think they spent almost all of it fighting instead of actually getting reps against each other. I believe 10 fights broke out. One guy got suplexed. Another guy grabbed a cowboy helmet and just threw it in the air just because. It was a mess. It was a mess. But yeah, Shoddy said that needs to. He's glad that they stood up for each other, because I don't think the Cowboys started many of those fights. But it's good they're standing up for each other. But clearly, there's a lot of sloppiness, and he's a little disappointed in his guys for fighting so much. And yeah, so that was fun to just scroll on and get trolled about on the internet the other day. But I mean, what do you guys? I've been talking for way too long, so
Well, there's a lot of exciting things happening in the offseason with the Cowboys, just as there are with some of the Eagles. Some things not so exciting. That's kind of just how it goes. Did you
yeah.
see the clip trending of Jalen Hurts in the pocket?
Is it the one where the social media slowed down him throwing an interception?
No.
Oh, okay.
So it was him in the pocket, and he was wearing either Metas or some kind of camera on the helmet, and you got to see like an NFL play in real live time, and he like threw a touchdown to Goddard real quick.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that was it was going viral, so I thought that was pretty cool, because the one week it was like people were recycling the clip of him throwing a pick, and then the next week it's like there's that clip, and it's like, what's it like to be an NFL quarterback or whatever. So I think Jalen Hurts, regardless of if they take him serious as a quarterback or not, all us Eagles fans do, don't worry. But for whatever reason, it seems as though some others do not still. I will say, though, it does look like he has become a household name in the NFL, absolutely, and the media can't say his name enough. Injury-wise, DeJean is questionable. We picked up Dameon Pierce to add some running back depth, and since that, he's still been questionable. Calcaterra hasn't really been practicing this week, questionable.
Yeah.
Johnny Wilson didn't practice yesterday, still questionable. But other than that, it's the Mekhi Lemon thing. This is a guy that we drafted him knowing he had a past with some injuries, but we want to draft him anyway, work on that talent, develop him. And so I'll keep an eye out for what's going on with the Mekhi Lemon situation, because he's practicing again today for the first time in
that's good.
A little while.
How is Wicks doing over in Philly?
Dontavian Wicks seems like he's doing okay. I don't think that Eagles fans are expecting much from him. I think they're expecting more from Smitty and Lemon. But again, that's another guy. He's not small by any means, and he's fast too. He's a quick receiver. He's got good hands. And so if he's able to continue to get those reps in at camp and then in these preseason games, he should also be able to hit the ground running. And that should be good.
You think he takes a wide receiver 3 spot? Because I mean,
it's likely that it's going to be him.
Yeah, he played. It's not like he played bad when he was in Green Bay to fill the gaps for their entire injured wide receiver room.
Yeah, it's likely it'll be him. It definitely won't be Elijah Moore, I don't think. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I think I'm more concerned with Jonathan Grenard at the moment. This was a big time pickup in the offseason. A couple teams were saying they were going to throw their name in the hat for him. You and I kind of knew all along he was going to the Eagles, but he's still PUP. We don't even know if he's going to be ready by the time the season starts, but we do have a torn pectoral, which is extremely painful, and so we're wishing Jonathan Grenard all the best. Eagles camp has been good. There hasn't been really anything out of the ordinary. Nothing too crazy on the injury slate. Just, we knew Lemon was banged up a little bit. And so we're going to continue to work on that. And it's going to be good, man. It's new OC this year.
Again.
Can't talk about it enough. It's going to be big. Sean Mannion, Saquon Barkley, no longer cursed. Also good. All these things that we could talk about that people think are big and important, but I think the real defining factor of whether or not this is going to be a good Eagles season or not is if the team can rally around the leadership, and it's going to be Hurts, and I think it's going to be Smitty too. Smitty's going to have a big role stepping up this year. I think
for sure.
Didn't get a chance to say a lot of stuff that he would have liked to before with AJ, or maybe he just didn't
Yeah.
want to because that's not the kind of player he is. But a lot of moving parts for this Eagles team. But I'm gonna argue that alongside consistency, because that's my favorite word, Eagles, Sixers, Phillies. What do we not do? Consistency. Um,
Yeah.
besides consistency, I think the birds and the fans as well are going to need to rally around our leadership. And if the going gets tough and things don't work out right away, it doesn't click right away with
Yeah.
Mannion, uh, trust the quarterback that's gotten you to 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Trust the undersized wide receiver that has a star-studded resume, arguably the best college football player of all time, came to the NFL and then did it again, proved
Mhm.
everybody wrong. So that's my word of advice for this squad, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
good.
follow the news. Don't follow the buzz. Follow the leaders. Follow the big names on the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what. I mean, if they're like, I'm gonna give full respect to Jalen Hurts, but it's just like in this NFC East, I mean, you see it. It's like Dak and Jalen Hurts. They're like the two biggest leaders in the NFL in general. Like just based off of just pure leadership. And
Men of God. I think that is a big piece. I'm not trying to bring religion onto the show and
yeah,
promote one thing or not promote another thing. I will say that is a strong similarity between the two, though.
yeah, but yeah, they're both great leaders on
Men of faith.
very good teams. I'm very excited to see how the NFC East kind of shapes itself between my Cowboys and your Eagles. I think it's going to be really fun. It's like two opposites. It's like, can our defense step up? Can your offense step up? It's pretty much that's pretty much how our seasons are going to be determined off of. Can our defense be consistent? And can your offense be consistent? And we're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
For those that aren't familiar with Vic Fangio and his defense and his defensive schemes. Oh man,
Yeah.
any fans that don't know about him, do a deep dive.
Yeah.
We're very blessed to have Vic Fangio at the helm, and we have a lot of young, scrappy players and misbehaviors on the defensive side of the ball. And so I think I'm growing up in a fortunate time to be an Eagles fan, because like when I was born was like McNabb, and then
Yeah.
we had Andy Reid, and we had some pretty good years, and Chip Kelly stunk right down the hole, and then we came right back out of it again,
Yeah.
and now we've had Fangio for a little while, and it's been pretty darn cool. So yeah.
The only thing I've been waiting for is playoff success.
Yeah, man. The Cowboys have given us some fun battles, but you guys need to convince the fans that there's something more than playing the Eagles twice a year. Because like right now, those are the games that the players get up for. Like I've never seen the Cowboys play so hard than against the Eagles first couple weeks or last couple weeks. Like they literally bring. Why can't you bring that all the time?
Well, to be fair, they also bring it with Green Bay. You see it a lot when they play Green Bay. I'm excited to see them play the Rams this year. See what kind of energy they bring.
Dude, you guys need to beat the Rams for us, please, dude. I hate
we play San Fran at home. That every time we play San Fran, we also kind of bring a lot of energy because there's a lot of history between us and San Fran.
There is.
But yeah, so we play Seattle too. Wow, this schedule is brutal. Baltimore, Green Bay.
Yeah, you guys got one of the toughest schedules in the league this year.
Jacksonville. Oh man.
Yeah, for sure.
Houston, week 4 at Houston with that defense.
Bro, just listen to all the teams you just made. Yeah, you guys have a difficult schedule. This is make or break year, man.
It really
Cowboys,
is. It always is.
Will they remain?
See, here's the difference. It's
at the top of the NFC East with the Eagles, or will they slide?
We'll see. But the thing is, it's just like everyone when you hear the Dallas Cowboys, and this is the last thing I'll say before we close out. When you hear the Dallas Cowboys in the media, everyone always has them as Super Bowl or bust, and because that's how our team is. That's our team's mentality is Super Bowl or bust, and according to that, we've busted quite a lot in the last 20 plus years.
I think his playoffs are bust, and you guys have been busting too much.
It's just that seems to be the team's mentality, and it should be every team's mentality, obviously, but it seems to be how we approach the season. It's just it's just something always happens, and we never quite meet the media's standing, the media's expectations, I guess you could say. And part of it is probably
There,
because of the star on the helmet, but
there are some big implications for some other teams in the NFC, not just the Cowboys, but
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see if the quote unquote like wheels fall off for the Cowboys or for the Rams or the Seahawks, what will happen in the NFC.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I would hope that in our division, the NFC East, the Eagles would remain as the favorites and at the top. I would hope that
I wonder
neither
what
the
is the
Giants
favorites.
nor the Commanders would make a run, although for whatever reason the media is trying to prop up the Giants in this offseason. I don't know if you saw that, but it's
Yeah,
very weird.
I don't get
Um,
that very.
there's going to be interesting to see if the wheels do come off for the Seahawks in their Super Bowl hangover, or if the Rams are not able to take that division from them after dropping 2 games to them last year.
Yeah,
Who will step up? I'm hoping it's the Eagles that step up and are the new kings this season. But we'll see.
I gotta find what the odds are. I'm curious now that you say that. The odds of
Oh, Poly Market.
according to ESPN, it says Philly is favored to win the
What, for the
NFC East.
NFC or for?
NFC East
Oh yeah,
plus
obviously.
121. Dallas
Yeah,
is plus 200.
I'm looking for. Let's see, Pro Football Champion, NFC North, NFC West. Here we go.
And
Yo, they
so
got the Rams.
yeah,
You know,
they got the Lions coming out of the North.
they got the Lions above the Eagles on Poly Market to finish. Wow, this is
They got
ridiculous.
Chicago finishing third in this division. That's insane.
What's this jump? Is this from when the Rams got Donald? They gave him this huge jump.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So ridiculous, man.
It's the Garrett hype, and then the Will Aaron Donald comeback, and Trent McDuffie, and all this other stuff. Like, I mean,
People love to hate on the
oh my God,
Bears.
Arizona has plus 10,000 odds to win the division.
It's
But
I don't even see them on here. Yeah, they're the lowest. They're 1%.
but yeah. With that being said, we were expecting this to be a shorter episode, but I guess not. So
Yeah, really.
Thursday night lineup has returned, and you will be seeing us next week on live air. Right? We're doing that? Yes, live air. Cool.
27. Yeah, I should be.
Yeah. So
If I'm not working, hold on.
yeah. So maybe you'll see us. We are trying to get our fantasy mock drafts done next week, correct? We're mocking next week on there. As long as your schedule permits it.
Yes, as long as schedule permits it. Yes.
All right. As long as Owen will be here, you will see our either first 2 or first 3 rounds of the NFL fantasy draft live on air 98.5 WNUW, and it feels great to say that again. So we will be moving in, and you will be hearing us live, and then we will still have the recording style like this for you guys at home to watch on YouTube on the channel. And we have another Game Time episode coming out soon following this episode. So stay tuned for that. And everybody have a fantastic night, and we will see you guys next week live.